Hi. So oneofus.net, building and using our own decentralized identity network. I'm going to do a brief phone-sized video to show what's going on here. I'm recording on my own phone here, and in my immediate surroundings, I have a phone with my actual identity and a laptop and my teleprompter notes and the website that I'll be using part of the demo. And right here on the homepage, oneofus.net. We've got app links. Of course, I already have the app installed, and I'll launch it. And so it says you have no keys on this device, and I'll choose create a new identity key. I hope you can see my screen touches here, and I'm being congratulated. I have my own cryptographic public-private key pair, which I use to sign stuff that can't be forged, and that's done on this phone. So I'm going to use this generic scan button right here. It's going to happen quickly. I'll allow my phone to use the camera, and I'm going to show it my actual identity. And so the app pops up saying, whose key is that? Vouch for this identity only if you know who it really is. And I do. And that is Tom, who is a human being acting in good faith. And I clicked publish. What that does is it signs and publishes a statement, and that can only be done on this phone, that references Tom's public identity key as well as where Tom's identity statements are hosted. And so now let's try to use our identity network. And I'm going to open up another web page and go up to the Nerdster. And this is sort of like a demo proof of concept app. I'll launch it. And it's saying sign in using your identity app, probably oneofus.net. There's two ways to do it. I'm going to do it since I'm on my phone. My identity app is on the same device. Click on that. And that switched over to the oneofus.net app. And it's saying create a delegate key. You're signing into nerdster.org. Would you like to create a delegate key? And I'll say, yes, create one. And now we see a little animation and this notification that my identity key in my delegate public-private key pair has been sent over to the Nerdster. And it took a little too long to switch back. I'll do it again. Oops. Okay. And now we're in. And this is an app with ratings and submissions and so on. And I'm gonna filter it to books, and I'm gonna sort it by number of comments. And I can snooze content that I want to be notified if it gets updated. I can dismiss content, and I can, for example, here on this book submitted by both Tom and Hillel, I can issue my own like. And now we see that me at nerdster.org has a like on that book as well. So, and I can also link, dismiss, comment, all that stuff. We're used to it, pretty cookie cutter stuff. So, do we really need another one of these? What's different about this? And by the way, over here in the plus is where you submit new articles or movies or videos, whatever you want. And so what's different? So we know me is me, and I never actually created the Nerdster account, but I signed in with my own delegate key. We know who Tom is. I scanned Tom's phone, and I said, that is Tom. From my point of view, that's a person. And I don't know who this Hillel is, so I'll click on Hillel, and I can see, oh, I scanned Tom's phone, and Tom scanned Hillel's phone. And right here, I can change how I follow Hillel, and I can see Hillel's identity keys and delegate keys, and we'll get into more of that in the Tech Talk video. I can also see that Hillel uses Ablo Tango, which is a content sharing app that leverages our identity network. So let me see what his phone number is. I'll give him a call and complain about that content, and I'll sign in again, and I'll create a delegate key for Ablo Tango. That's been sent over. And now I should be able to see Hilal's contact info, but no, it says access denied. And the deal is our own identity network can also be used to protect privacy. If I wanted to, I could enter my own phone number, home Wi-Fi, Insta account, whatever I want here. but I'll skip that for now. And what I'll do instead is, since Hillel won't give me his contact info, and I'm not going to change how I follow him, I'm actually going to block him and say that Hillel is not a human being acting in good faith. And I'll click on block anyway. And notice how this brings up my identity app, because the Nerdster doesn't have my identity key. We manage our identity using our identity app, and then we use lots of different services. And I'll block Hillel. And so now Hillel is no longer a person. If I go back here and refresh, then I no longer see Hillel's content on there. And if I click through on Tom and see who Tom trusts and whose phone he's signed for, I'll see that, but I'll see that I've overridden it from my point of view. So let's do a different thing. And instead of looking at the world from my point of view, let's look at it from Tom's point of view. And right away we see that Tom's name has changed, because Tom's network identifies him using a different name. And now we see Hillel's content again, because from Tom's point of view, Hillel is a person, and we don't see the like from this demo phone, because Tom never scanned this demo phone. What we need to do is bring up the identity app. We did this thing where we scanned Tom's phone and we said that is Tom. We don't need to do it again. We also need to share an invitation link with Tom so that Tom can, I'll email Tom an invitation link that has the same information that's in this QR code. So if you want to scan somebody's phone that's not there present right now, you can still do that. We'll do a little Tech Talk preview now, and I'm going to go to the advanced screen here, and I'm going to turn on FYI, and I'm going to go back to the main screen, and I see my people, I see the 2 delegate keys I have, and let's say I want to say Tom is actually Tommy, and I click on Publish. I see this FYI that this statement is about to be signed and published, and I can see it both in a more readable form where I is me and I trust Tom with a new name, Tommy, or I can look at it as a full gibberishy thing that's actually what's going to get signed and published. I'll say it looks good, and when I see it the second time and it's published, it's got a signature. And that's the crypto business that makes it that we can't forge, nobody else can forge what I say on this phone. So when we do the Tech Talk, all that stuff is too small, and we'll use the big computer. And if I go here to the Nerdster, launch it on the big computer, I'm going to sign in by showing my phone a QR code. And on the phone here, I'll scan that with this button, and that sends my credentials to the big computer, and now I can do all that stuff on the big computer. And the Tech Talk will show all this stuff on a mirrored big computer if you want to follow along on how the crypto works. In the meantime, so why again are we doing this? We're building our own decentralized identity network because, go here to where my notes are, on the website I've got my teleprompter, and we're right here on why we're even doing this. It's authentic and it's ours. It's not any other services. And it's also not one of us.nets or the Nerdsters, just like the internet isn't Google's or Amazon's. It's decentralized. There's no power, no hierarchy, no power center. And from your point of view or anyone's point of view, it's their own. And it's open. Any service can use delegate keys, sign identity statements, do whatever they want. And it's sort of like a different take on the internet, a different paradigm. And so if I want to look at the one of us.net thing, while we're here, the app, I've got the people I trust. I can clear them or block them. or change who I believe is a real person to build our identity network. Like I said, you can share the invitation link from the main screen. You can manage the delegate accounts that you've issued and clear them. So I don't really have a Nerdster account or Ablo Tango account as this demo phone. I just gave it delegate keys, and if I cancel them from here, then they don't exist anymore on that service. And the real Tom doesn't have a oneofus.net account either. If anything, the real Tom has an account with all the people who've scanned my phone and given me that. Here in the import export, you can see that these keys are yours. You can do whatever you want with them. You can export them. And then some advanced features for rotating your key if you lose your phone and such. And go back to here. And so, in closing, the idea is that we build the network and we let services use our network. And we want to litter the internet with signed statements instead of anonymous or pseudonymous, disconnected statements like we're different people on Airbnb than we are on VRBO or Reddit or everything else. All right. I hope to see you on the app and using the service. Thank you.